Alright, what's going on YouTube? We're back with a very special challenge today. We're taking and redesigning some fan submissions. These submissions were from fans who want to see some of their favourite characters in Marvel Rivals. And so with my mates Rui and Jackson again, we decided to pick a character each to redesign for the game. So while I was looking through the submission folder, there was one submission that immediately caught my eye, and it's by our fan John Warner. And so I took this as an opportunity to draw the most overpowered character in the Marvel Rivals universe, and that is Howard the Duck. And if you like what you see, remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. Now let's get into the drawing and a little dive into who on earth Howard the Duck is. Howard is an anthropomorphic duck from the planet Duck World. He has strengths that rival the Beyonder and even the One Above All. And he's even capable of wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. Yet with powers so great, he chooses not to interfere and takes on the role of an observer, watching the events of Earth 616 unfold, although he's known to occasionally pop in to help every now and then. And I just love the concept of how Howard is so powerful, yet he chooses not to interfere in the world events. And I know there is some stories and instances where Howard does participate, but I love the idea that he is Marvel's equivalent of Tom Bombadil from Middle-earth, who is an all-powerful being that doesn't participate in the quest to destroy the One Ring, even though he could very well easily help. Having a backstory like that just adds so much to a character, it adds so much mystery. It makes the audience wonder, who they are, what are they up to, what's their angle, how powerful are they really, and what's their potential if they were to participate in the main story. So here we are now moving to the time lapse of the drawing. So I'm just starting with the line art sketch for the very beginning. I kind of had something in mind already in reference to John's original design, where he's in a bit more of a static pose. I wanted Howard to be more in a more dynamic and ready for action kind of pose, seeing as this is for him to participate in Marvel Rivals, a very action-packed hero game. He needs to look the part, and even though I love the idea that he is very chill, it doesn't look like he wants to do anything, he's very sarcastic, just a duck in a suit. I wanted to have at least a little bit of strength and action in his design, but I did want to keep some of that laid back personality and look about him, because that's just what makes Howard. And so with the design of the suit jacket here, I wanted to really exaggerate it, make it extra big and flowy, almost like it's his version of a superhero cape. And so I took inspiration from the anime series One Piece. I love how a lot of the pirates and the admirals wear their cloaks and their coats like a superhero cape. It's such a cool concept, and I just felt like it was perfect to include in Howard's design, because it's still just, all the assets in his costume is just his suit, but exaggerated in a way that it makes him more like a superhero appearance. But I love the idea that Howard being in a regular suit, but if he's ready to, tussle, get into a fight, he has to, roll up his sleeves of his shirt. I always think that's like such a badass, action that people can do. And it always makes people look so much more tough, if they're in a collared shirt with long sleeves and they roll it up. It means they're getting ready to go, and so I wanted to include that in his pose here as well. And so now I'm just moving into the color and just using the regular red suit color that Tom used, and also what is used in a lot of the comic renditions of him. I think it's pretty iconic. I decided not to include the gun on him in this design here. I thought it would be hilarious that I decided to make this guy a vanguard for the game, even though he's like a tiny little character, and it doesn't really fit the usual aesthetic and silhouette design of all the vanguards, where they're extra broad and thick, even in the chest or other places. But I just thought it makes it extra hilarious, because Howard already looks so out of place in the Marvel universe, and that's kind of what makes him it's so crazy that he is so powerful. He just looks completely out of place, but he has so much potential and power and threat that I think that'd be perfect to just put him as a vanguard, even though he's just like a much smaller character compared to everybody else. And even though you don't immediately see guns on him, I love the idea that he could just pull it out of thin air, and he could suddenly have the machine gun, he could have a minigun, dual pistols, any kind of weapon that he needs for the moment. I figure that if he's that powerful, he should be able to just pull any weapon he needs out of thin air. And so seeing as we wanted to keep Howard as a very simple design, still just in his suit and not too much more, we really have to push that as far as we can. And so even though he's just in a plain red suit, I decided to just make it a pinstripe suit, just to add a little bit of extra design to him, because in Marvel Rivals, it has a very familiar concept. I'm sure you guys can see by now. It has a lot of over design in it, where there's a lot of large exaggerated pieces, armor, chunky equipment, everything super huge, large, exaggerated. So I wanted to add a little bit of those things here and there to how it's designed, just to make them fit into the game a bit more. So it's kind of just finding those every little design feature that you can add to the character without influencing the larger design of him. So seeing as him being in a suit is the most important aspect of his visual design, I just decided to tweak every little bit here and there. So I made it a pinstripe suit. I'm just adding little extra belts and buckles like that he might have for his weapons or pistols, kind of like like a policeman or a private investigator would have. And also, he's seen sometimes with a cigar. It kind of makes him look like a badass, cynical kind of dude. So that's just another perfect opportunity to add another design feature to him. And at this point, I'm actually just adding in a little extra that I made up. I wanted to give him, like a fire fist. I just thought it'd be super cool that, this drawing here that I have would allude to him having some sort of greater power. In the game, he could go absolutely crazy and have all sorts of powers. But I thought, seeing as he's one of the strongest beings in the Marvel universe, I figured, he would be able to just, light his hand on fire and get into action and just do like crazy fire punches or something like that. And so now at this point, I just go through the rendering and bring it to a Rivals-ified finish. And let's go and show it to the boys. All right. What's going on, boys?
What's happening?
What's happening, bro?
Like doing a little redesign.
Yeah. Who'd you get?
Yeah. I picked
who'd you
Howard
chose?
the Duck. Yeah, I picked Howard the Duck by John Warner.
Nice.
Yeah, with the
Have him pop up here.
that's cool.
That's a tough one. A lot of people have been asking for Howard the Duck.
Yeah. I think he'd be pretty sweet in the game. It's like a funny ass looking character. It'd be great.
I know. I can't even imagine what he'd play like. I've just seen. Yeah, he's sort of like he's a very comical character, but a lot of people are asking for it. So I'm sure they'll be happy that you got to draw it.
So I can see the original here.
Yeah, we got the original.
That's cool.
He's just got a little, what do you call him? Is that a Tommy gun? It's like a...
That's a Tommy
Yeah,
gun.
it's like a little sci-fi Tommy gun. It's almost got like little laser bullets, it looks like.
Really realistic eyes.
Yeah. It's got his classic like suit outfit sort of thing. Shirt.
A three-piece feed. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, three-piece feed.
Has he got a little tail?
Kentucky Fried
He's got a little tail, tail in the back.
It's like a foxtail.
He's got a huge bulge.
My guess, he's compensating for something big. Yeah, or small, if you catch my drift.
He's packing, bro.
He's packing.
This duck is packing.
Packing heat.
And he's got my haircut. All right, sweet.
Yeah, I like it.
It's
All
beautiful.
Right. Let me show you a little redraw.
Let's do it.
Bring it up. Show us your duck.
There we go.
You know what they say, when you're out of luck, always go duck.
I'm pretty sure no one says that.
Oh, they say it.
Really?
Totally.
Oh, shit.
That's sick.
What is this smell?
Dude, that's so different. That's crazy.
Yeah, I went a little bit out there.
This is...
Okay.
That's
First of all,
dude, that's sick.
First of all, I have to say this is probably the hardest any artwork you've ever done has gone. This is
funny though.
wild.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, it looks like I went really hard, but to be honest, it was probably the easiest one for me. Like the process was the
Oh,
easiest.
really?
Yeah, everything went really smooth, just from like sketching the lines just to finish, and yeah, it was really good. And I was happy with how it turned out. I did a little bit of changes
sick,
from John's design, but I still kept the
just
outfit.
a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. I kept the red suit kind of outfit and like that yellowy or beigey shirt.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I really, because he's always usually in a suit, right? And I really like how he's kind of looks like that. Is it like that detective PI noir kind of persona?
Yeah.
Like I like imagining him being like that, but then just thrown into like a superhero universe. And then I just wanted a superhero, like turn a bit more superhero in this sense, because I think looking at reading up some lore and stuff, it's like I've seen some renditions where they say he's sort of like insanely powerful, but he's like an observer and he kind of sits on the wayside and like watches how things play out in the multiverse.
That makes sense. That makes sense from the movies then, because he's always just like a little side,
exactly.
little side dude, always surviving,
He's just
never
around.
getting- never getting killed. Yeah, he's just around.
Yeah.
Fire Fist
And he has-
ace move here with
Yeah, a little bit of inspiration from One Piece. Even down to the
coat.
you know.
Yeah.
I love in One Piece how they wear the coats like a cape like that.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd do that with him.
Yep.
And I thought that would make him look like a superhero more. And because seeing in the game, like he's got to do some fighting and stuff, right? So
I have to say, like, your rendering on this face really like pops, man.
It's fucking
thanks, man.
juicy.
That's really juicy.
yeah.
But you know why? Because fucking Melvin is the master of fucking animal drawings. Like,
Yeah,
it's all his original. He's like
anamorphic.
crazy. Yeah. So I think Howard the Duck was actually perfect for him.
Yeah, it's true.
What's
and then
what's the go with the Fire Fist?
I don't know. I just thought I sort of did what you did with the Monster Hunter thing. I was like, oh, fire would be cool.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because he doesn't like again in the lore. Like, he's just like a duck in a suit, and he's super powerful, but it doesn't usually show like what his powers can do exactly, right? And apparently he knows some art called like quack fu, so he's like a martial artist. With a very special style. And then he's so
That
powerful
punch
that,
can
like,
be
there's-
called peeking punch.
Oh, that's
shit.
beautiful. That is beautiful.
That is genius. Yeah, you could do so many puns, right, with these move names. But
I reckon if he like one of his moves is he flicks his cigar and then it's like a grenade. It's an explosive.
yeah,
Just like the most
another-
unexpected
man.
shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. But anyway, like I think there was one version like in a comic somewhere he like even wears the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah,
Like
I've
he
seen
can
that,
handle
yeah.
it. Like he's that powerful that he can do that. So I figured like he just basically has the potential to almost do anything. Like he's a super busted character. So this is just like I don't know where the power would come from.
Now
Maybe something similar to the Human Torch, and he just has that somehow. And he could probably just have all sorts of like random powers that are just like crazy. You know, he can pull guns out of thin air, that kind of thing.
I have one
I
question.
just want a little
Melvin.
hint of something.
I have one
what's up?
question.
Yeah.
Is that Solid Snake's eye patch?
You really ended up looking like it.
Does look like Solid Snake.
I was like, that's badass. That is sick.
Yeah, I just thought eye patch would be cool. Because again, like the design of him is like he's a duck in a suit, but then because Rivals designs is so
Yeah, out there.
exaggerated
Yeah.
and over designed, right? Like how you guys mentioned in previous videos. I just thought I'd add a little bit of something. Like I still wanted to just keep him as like a duck dude in a suit, but I added like a little extra like harnesses with like some pistols and the eye patch and stuff, just to like exaggerate stuff a little bit more. But I didn't want to go too far. Just want to keep him as a duck.
No, I really like all those little subtle extra bits that you put on. Like it's not too much, but it's like they work perfect.
I'll tell you one thing.
Like a
If
real
this
gangster.
if this came out before the tier list, this would be S tier for me. This is right next to Dormammu.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, I really like this one, man. It's fucking
Oh,
good.
thank you. That's awesome to hear because they're like my most recent two, so it's good if they're getting better, you know.
You're killing it.
Hopefully John Warner appreciates it.
Yeah.
John Warner, you better look at
The
that
original
Howard.
Duck Man.
You inspired Melvin to finally pick Howard the Duck. Everyone's been screaming it at him. Pick an animal.
No, the duck.
No flat shoes here, only flat feet.
That's sick. Great work, man. Love it.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Remember, if you want to see the other videos, check out Jackson Rui's channels, wherever the videos pop up. Click them.
Click it.
Click it.